Hello, you sexy biscuits, and welcome back into Mafia AI Dungeon Edition. So you guys really seem to enjoy the last video, to the point where someone even made fan art of that episode. A humongous thank you goes out to Rich the King over on Twitter. So in today's episode, we're going to try and make an alternate ending to Mafia 1. So there are two things we need to remember here. Number one, this is randomly generated and is probably going to be extremely random. And also the fact that, of course, spoilers, I am Tommy. Paulie and I just robbed a bank. We make our way back to Paulie's apartment, where we find him in bed with his girlfriend, who is also named Paulie. Hang on. Sorry, so much has just happened in the space of a couple of seconds. Wasn't Paulie with us in the car? I'm guessing not. Put some clothes on, Paulie. The girlfriend is upset and tells him he has to go with him, but he refuses and pulls a gun on her. We're seeing some behind the scenes before we actually get to Paulie's apartment at the end of the game. Paulie shoots Paulie in the head with a rifle he has under his bed. We dump his body in an alley and call the US attorney. We both get 20 years and become real criminals. Is that the end? I guess that's the end. So that's alternate ending one. Paulie and his girlfriend Paulie end up having an argument. Tommy and Paulie kill Paulie, which is the wrong Paulie, and they all go to prison. Oh my god, this is completely insane. I find Sammy about to kill Paulie, the most interesting man in town. Stop, Sammy, you don't have to kill Paulie. You stop Sammy from killing Paulie by grabbing his arm and shoving him back into the house. He then turns around and fires a shot at you, hitting your chest. I fall to the floor, and Paulie lunges at Sammy. Although, you grab Paulie as he lunges at Sam. You and Paulie wrestle on the ground while Sam fires his gun again, hitting you in the head and killing you instantly. You wake up in a town called Little Sheaf. You feel quite ill, but other than that, you're fine. Was that all a dream? You look down at your chest, and sure enough, the bullet is missing, meaning it was only a dream. You feel relieved. However, there is one problem. You are now unarmed. Okay, so am I still Tommy? Did I die in the dream, so I woke up in real life? I'm so confused. You put on your pants and step outside. You feel somewhat naked without pants on, but the cold air helps a lot. You walk out the front door, and you feel a little strange, walking around outside in your underwear, but it's not too bad. People stare at you if you dress normally, but it's a pretty small town and no one cares. You walk down the street a bit and spot a gun on the sidewalk. You pick it up. It's a 45 ACP. Am I still Tommy? You chamber around in the gun. It's difficult to type with the gun cocked. You are now Tommy once again, and you walk around in town a bit. Hang on, so now he's got a keyboard with him? I don't know what's happening. If it had just come out that Tommy was dreaming the entirety of Mafia 1, fair enough. But I don't think that's the case. I think this is Tommy. Tommy wonders how he got into Little Sheaf in the first place. He remembers hearing a loud noise and then waking up. Yeah, that was probably the gunfire. He goes to a nearby stable and rents a horse. He rides out of town, heading towards a nearby city. The nearby city is Lost Heaven. He gets off the horse and looks around. You head to Paulie's apartment where you fought Sammy. You walk down the street and look for any trace of blood. You find it in the black and green dumpster with the broken window. You look inside the dumpster and see a large pool of blood. It's puzzling. You can't tell exactly where it's come from. You notice a trail of blood leading away from the dumpster. You follow the trail of blood intently, your gun raised. It appears to be leading towards a manhole cover. Suddenly you hear a gunshot behind you. You dive behind the dumpster and look for any trace of danger. Suddenly a bullet flies by your head, piercing out through the top of the dumpster. You frantically search for the shooter. "Stop firing!" you shout in panic, hoping the person will cease fire. You hear several more gunshots and the sound of police sirens in the distance. Nino, Nino, Nino. Is that good enough? Probably. You raise your gun and fire over the dumpster. Several bullets fly out, missing you but hitting the dumpster in front of you. I think that was the intention. Suddenly a shadow is cast upon the ground. You look at the person casting the shadow. Sammy is standing there pointing a pistol at you. I thought I told you to drop that gun, he says. Why are you doing this? Where is Paulie? Why so many questions? I thought I told you not to speak. Sammy's finger tightens on the trigger. You reach into the dumpster and throw a raccoon at Sammy, hitting him in the face, his eyes bug out, and he lets go of the trigger. You dive at Sam and the gun goes off, hitting you in the leg. The pain is sharp and sudden and you yell out in pain. You fall to the ground. I thought so. Sammy moves towards the gun and Tommy also reaches for it. Sammy gets it first, taking the gun and pushing you out of the way. What did you do with Paulie? What, you think I killed my own crime partner? Sammy is clearly lying. Where is Paulie? Out back. Maybe dead. You killed him? He was your best friend. Sammy doesn't seem to care much for that answer. He cocks the gun and fires. You feel a sharp pain in your chest and let out a yell. A man appears behind Sammy and tackles him to the ground. The mystery man looks at Tommy and says, "What's up?" and then runs over to you. He grabs you and pulls you up and away from the scene. He then turns to face the direction of the alley. Several police cars and an ambulance race into that alley. Thank you for saving me. What's your name? Anthony. You fall silent. The bright lights of police cars wash over you. A paramedic runs up to Anthony and asks him some questions. After he responds, the paramedic turns to you. I need medical assistance, please. A paramedic runs up to you and asks some questions. After you respond, the paramedic turns back to Anthony. Anthony says to the paramedic, "What's up?" and turns towards the back of the alley. A police car pulls up to the scene and 3 officers exit. Paulie stumbles over to you and gives you a hug. Paulie, you're okay? Yeah, thanks a lot. Your eyes dart over to the police officers. One of them is taking pictures with his phone. I'm guessing phones came out a lot earlier in 1930s Lost Heaven. You turn to Paulie. I thought you were dead for sure. You embrace Paulie and walk off into the distance with him and Anthony. The end. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. At least that one had an ending. Anyway, I'll be back very, very soon to do my Mafia Definitive Edition Burning Questions video. So I need you guys to comment down below stuff that you want to know about the Definitive Edition before its release on the 25th of September. As you guys know, I'm currently moving house, so my videos are a little bit sporadic. I wanted to make this one as these are a lot easier to make and obviously get out to you guys so at least you have content. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, but until next time, that's me, out. Bye, guys.
What's up?